Greetings, meatbags. While trying to decide which big-name cow to cover here, Cobes or Raxxo, it seems like fate had them come together for our purposes and metaphorically say, hey, how about both?
Yep. Raxxo posted the most incompetent playthrough of Metal Slug we've ever seen. To be fair, we haven't seen many, but this guy went through over 30. Credits to beat it on baby mode. Note the word credits. Each credit means 3 lives. Do the math on that, and it's easy to tell. The Konami code would have been no help to him on Contra. Anyway, he didn't say much, and there weren't many terribly unique moments. So we'll play it in the... Oh Christ, Raxxo, it's 90 degrees off. Let's just fix that. Leave the WordBoi watermark in place, and bingo. Now let's see what we can do about the brightness. Ah, great, almost nothing. Oh, well, he's the B-roll. Today's actual focus is on Cobes. He's still celebrating the return of his main channel that he says he can't access because of strikes. Huh, you know, that sounds a bit odd. If they were gonna reinstate his account, seems like that wouldn't imply a waiting period. Anyone else think Cobes is being taken for a ride on this too? Regardless, the money Cobes raised for Walt's funeral expenses has disappeared. Joshy blames the trolls, of course.
What's up, YouTube? So check this out. My YouTube trolls have hacked Walt's GoFundMe page that I set up for him. And it's been really fucking weird because the money I had for Walt saved up so far to give to Angie is now gone.
Hang on a minute, Cobes. You know, hacking isn't magic. One cannot simply guess your password. If one tries to enter the incorrect password a certain number of times, your account gets frozen. Okay? To get your password, you either had to share it or click on a weird link. So, what weird links you been clicking lately, boy?
And it sucks. I would never do anything to screw over people that I care about, and I make plenty of good money just doing my thing on YouTube, so what would be the point of it?
The point, dear boy, is money. Money is the point, and you don't do as good as you're letting on here. Or, if you are, it means you've been lying about the times your account has gone into the negative. Either way, you have plenty of reason, and you know Walt's been dead for well over a month. What was all that money doing in there as recently as this weekend? Are they taking extra long to de-thaw Walt? Oh yeah, look at the credits climb. Shit, 99 credits, if we figure a quarter per credit. Oh wait, this is Neo Geo. 2 quarters per credit, then in real life, Raxxo would have just dumped almost $50 of metaphorical money into the machine. Classy Raxxo.
My buddy Walt died a couple months ago, and it's been really hard on me and more so on his family, and I feel horrible for his family, and I wish them nothing but the best. And I would never do anything to screw them over, to be brutally honest. Why would I spend years hanging out with Walt and Angie, ordering DoorDash whenever they needed pop, or like groceries, or food, or trash bags, taking out their trash? I did the best I could to take care of Walt and Angie, and I want to continue to back off from their daughter and just periodically check on Angie to make sure she's safe. I do care about his family, Walt's, and the safety of his girls is more important than anything in the world. And once I got my King Cobra JFS channel back and I'm just waiting for strikes to wear off, you know how mad that made my YouTube trolls?
Actually, Cobes, we're not sure they're really that upset. At least not the ones who might just be jerking your chain. As mentioned earlier, it seems like if YouTube really did give you your channel back, they would have, you know, given you back the channel.
So mad that I'm willing to bet you that the reason why the money's gone from that GoFundMe page is because my YouTube trolls hacked it to try to frame me to make me look bad, and then create a bunch of fake GoFundMe pages to rip on me, to like add insult to injury, so to speak.
And by it, we mean the money. Funerals usually happen pretty soon after the person dies. What's the holdup? You know, there might be a third possibility, too. What if the site noticed you were still raising money for a dead man's funeral over a month after he died? They might have decided to just refund everybody, which, by the way, would be tantamount to them saying, "Hey, Cobra, you are obviously scamming people. Denied."
And I wouldn't put it past my YouTube trolls. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Josh got his King Cobra JFS channel back, that makes us mad. Maybe we can just leave him alone. No, I got a better idea. Let's hack the fucking GoFundMe page that Josh set up for Walt and his family, because I feel horrible about the way Walt, Angie, and their daughter have been treated by my trolls. And despite my drinking, and despite the way my trolls have treated Walt and his family, I gotta say to that, YouTube, is Walt remained my friend to the bitter end, and he didn't care about my trolls or my drinking.
You sure he wasn't just too nice to tell a creepy kid to take a hike?
And I don't care if I get any recognition or praise out of what I'm trying to do here, but it's like...
Bullshit detected. If that was true, you'd have simply mentioned the fundraiser at the beginning. And then, when the time came for his funeral, you'd have transferred whatever was raised to Angie. You'd have then said nothing more about it. Oh no, you want to look like Mr. Good Guy, and frankly, you fucked that up nicely, as usual.
I like how my YouTube trolls can sit here and accuse me of scamming people, but then turn around and they're doing the thing they're accusing me of doing, and it's just like, my trolls are retarded.
Well, there's some nice projection. Cobes, they're kidding and making fun of you. The fact that you can't see the joke only goes to prove you're exactly what you just accused them of being. You're well known in that regard.
I've been getting non-stop crap since Walt died. And then I'm going to try to set up a GoFundMe page for Angie and their daughter, because I do not want my trolls harassing their GoFundMe page.
This is what they call a teachable moment. Cobes, if you had just stayed out of it, the crap you would have gotten would have been so much easier to deal with than what you have going on now. When you publicly involve yourself in their business, even if you're trying to do something nice, you're handing the trolls another win. Because the simple fact is, nobody really buys this notion of you as truly being Walt or Angie's friend. When a weirdo gets infatuated with a girl, then quote-unquote befriends her parents, frankly, it's nothing but cringe. Actually, it kind of reflects poorly on Walt that he'd tolerate you coming around after his daughter no doubt said she wasn't into you. In short, stop talking about the women who rejected you and their families, dumbass! And while I'm here, hey, meaty me, you are terrible at this game. Even on easy mode, we've seen you stand under bombs and ask to be killed. Are you trying to downstage DSP and get your own "this is how you don't play" series?
I get crap for that too, and if I didn't do anything, I get crap for that for not caring, so it's like, fuck off. Well, how can they fuck with it other than hacking your GoFundMe page you set up and then taking all the money to try to make you look bad?
You need to understand something, Cobes. If the trolls did get access to the money, it's your fault. We're not saying that as a troll to simply make you feel bad. It's just most likely the truth. As said, hacking doesn't just happen. Hackers need information. You leak it. Drunky McDrunkenstein. Also, Raxxo, you're totally not getting the hang of this at all. We loved how you just put yourself in the line of fire from that tank. At least we can understand why you're keeping the commentary to a minimum. Your ego only has one or two ways to admit screwing up, and you've screwed up way more than twice.
By donating $5 under the name Puff the Dead Lizard, and then the positive message they want to share, let's talk all the nasty shit about Josh and Walt's family. Like, oh wow, you had to donate money to the cause just to fuck with Cobra. Your life is consumed.
If you only had one troll, that would be true. Fact is, you have thousands. So saying this one is consumed is incorrect.
I try to be a good dude about the whole situation, and it's just blowing up in my fucking face. So when I get a hold of GoFundMe, I'm going to be reporting a lot of these fake Josh Saunders GoFundMe pages and asking and inquiring about what happened to the money that that I happened to have made.
Observation. You are not helping yourself here, Joshy. It kinda sounded like you said it was money you made. Let's hear that a couple more times, and then explain how what you said screwed yourself even more.
What happened to the money that that I happened to have made? That I happened to have made? That I happened to have made? That I happened to have made?
It did sound like you were about to refer to it as money you made. However, that's not the worst part. No, the worst part is you just admitted you haven't been in touch with GoFundMe. You know, if we were in your shoes and 5 figures worth of dollars vanished, we'd have made it a point to contact them first. Maybe, just maybe, they could have explained what happened, especially if they lost faith in your good intentions for the burial of a less-than-fresh corpse, which shows exactly how much you really don't care, either because you're a dullard or because you already know what happened. Both are believable at this point.
From a couple of my trolls being dicks, but the most of the people who donated to Walt's GoFundMe page that I made was all in love and support for Cobra. They'd be like, you know what, Cobra, I can tell you're taking Walt's death pretty hard. That's pretty sweet of you to back off and not try anything with his daughter and just be there for Angie if she needs company.
Cobes, in the same breath you said you were sweet for not making a play for Walt's daughter, while talking about comforting her mother and trying to pay for funeral expenses. From a neutral POV, it looks like you're playing the "if I'm there for her family, she'll love me" angle. Your head seems firmly stuck up your own ass at this point, Josh. Fun fact, in both his daughter and wife's lives, you're an NPC, an unwelcome one.
Indeed, let's look at this from your victim's POV. Yes, she is a victim, Cobes. You made her one by drawing attention to her from your trolls, and you're still doing it by hanging around during a time of tragedy. How would you feel if, say, a childhood bully struck up a so-called friendship with Clint? Then, when the Clintmeister eventually follows Walt, you're dealing with this bully hanging around, talking about raising money and offering a shoulder to cry on. It'd be weird, right? Well, how do you think your victim feels?
To be quite honest with you, Angie and her daughter's safety is more important to me than any amount of money in the world. It's about principle. It's about matter.
Then go away!
And if you want to get mad at me about talking about certain things on YouTube, I could do a whole fucking video and not say her fucking name. Piss off.
Hey, dum-dum. When we say failed Austrian painter, it doesn't mean we're not talking about Hitler. Same principle with your victim.
Ugh, tax season.
Oh yeah, taxes killing you, right, Cobes?
I spent years doing what I could to take care of Walt and Angie if they needed food, and Angie didn't feel like cooking. I'd whip out my phone, I'd be like, I can always DoorDash us some food. What do you want? What are you in the mood for? Takes the stress off of Angie from having to cook.
Bullshit detected again. Look, King Christobra, for the reasons already stated concerning your lack of honesty, we're gonna need to see some screenshots to prove that shit. We know you've wrecked more than one phone over the year, but hey, maybe Angie could send you copies. Otherwise, we're just gonna assume you did it once or twice at the most. Bravo. And as for Raxxo, let's skip ahead to when the difficulty really starts punishing him.
Walt's a Vietnam vet and very racist, was in fact very racist towards Asians. And I got him to try sushi and he actually liked it. One of those quirky things about our relationship that we had.
Josh, this is just sad. You're pissing on a dead man to get credit for introducing him to sushi. Fun fact, sushi comes from Japan. Vietnam does not. By the way, we're sure Angie, her daughter, and Walt himself would be happy to hear you call him a racist. Oh, no, wait. The opposite of happy.
No, I'm not gonna lie, when Walt died, my drinking got out of control, and now I'm starting to, like, drink less again.
Bullshit detected once again.
Frustration. Hey, that's my line-ass wipe.
Oh, sorry. It's a good bit. Very natural. Would you like to bemoan Mondays?
Negative, thanks anyway.
And my trolls are fucking assholes. They harassed Walt non-stop when he was alive.
All thanks to you.
And his family non-stop. And then when Walt died, they went ham on harassing me and everyone else involved in the situation. And saying the nastiest things about his daughter. And it's like, my trolls need fucking help, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. I try to be a solid dude and people just give me shit for it.
They give you shit for fucking up.
So whatever you hear about King Cobra on the internet, unless you didn't hear it from the Cobra's mouth, it's probably not true. If you didn't hear it from the Cobra's mouth, it's probably not true. And I'm not gonna spread nasty rumors about my YouTube trolls or try to ruin their life as hard as I can to fuck with them to get inside their head. I'm already fucking there. So like, oh, Josh tried to do a sweet thing for Angie and Walt and them, you know. How can we fucking ruin this for him? Let's hack his account, steal the money from the GoFundMe page, and then try to make him look like the piece of shit. And then just to make him pissed off, raging mad, create a bunch of fake accounts, a bunch of fake GoFundMe pages, just to rip on Cobra and try to scam people into supporting all the lies that we're spreading about him. And it's just like, it's disgusting.
Note, last night he had a meal that was around $60 from DoorDash.
Money's going to be tight for the next couple of months or so, but I'm going to be getting back into making wands and dropping a new album. I will be continuing to do food hacks, food reviews, and drink combos and such, but you may not see them as much on my channel.
Yeah, people will notice how much money's being wasted and put two and two together on where it came from.
You know, and I would never fucking wish this upon anyone except my YouTube trolls. Walt dying sucks ass.
You suck quite a bit of ass, too. Probably also smell of it.
Walt of their own that they cared about, they'd be equally as devastated. And instead of trying to see the human side of Cobra and being like, as a fellow human being, I can relate to your pain, brother. That sucks.
Okay, that's it. The bullshit meter has been pegged. And it only gets worse when he lists off all the reasons why he thinks he should get a free pass on the internet. Asperger's, quote-unquote. ADHD, oh, hey, Timbo. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, odd, they're usually clean freaks. Schizophrenia, etc., etc. Cobes, you're trying to wear these things like shields while acting like an asshole in public. They aren't shields, they're damn good reasons to stop talking about yourself. And other people, for that matter. The truth is, you say ignorant things because that's what you are, and it looks super sus. Having takeout salmon and mushrooms to the tune of $60 around the time the money went missing. Put that together with your, shall we say, less than enthusiastic effort in finding out what happened already, and people are gonna point the finger at you. We're not gonna blame them.
Man, meaty me, this is ridiculous. Seriously. Even by your logic, this makes no sense. You thought a racing rig was gonna draw crowds? You were wrong, but your reasoning was that people want to see you with better equipment. You're playing an emulator and filming with a camera on its side. This is quite literally the opposite of where you wanted to be. Oh, we bet you're gonna tell your friends about how you totally owned Metal Slug too. Be sure to mention how many credits you needed. It's a big, impressive number. Anyway, oh boy, I get to do the outro. Okay, don't screw this up. Thank you all for watching this nonsense. Have a week good. I mean, a good week. Oh, shit!